When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Sorry about that. My apologies. So basically, over the weekend, we had a very unfortunate event unfold in Buffalo, New York, where a lone pale-faced gunman decided that he would go into a black neighborhood in Buffalo, New York, and began to randomly massacre the people who were in the supermarket, shopping, maintaining their day. I covered it a little bit in this morning's show. Where I directed a lot of what I was saying to the collective of black women who decided decades ago that they would remove the cover of their men, thus opening the black community up to attacks like this. And if we think that this is just the mindset of one individual to the exclusion of other individuals, we sadly mistaken. We're gonna get on it because I have in front of me his little manifesto. Okay? I have in front of me his little manifesto. Okay? And we're going to talk about his reasonings. And what we got to understand as a people is these people are not playing. And I'm not saying that like we should be scared of them or something, but they've never been playing. They have been at war. We the ones ain't see no war. We the ones haven't been looking at it like it's a fight, like do or die. We the ones have been messing around, most recently in the stupidest gender war in the history of mankind, that black women have kept a stronghold in perpetuating. If I can get to it today, I might have to get to it tomorrow. We gonna get to these divestors. Come get your boy. Come get your boy. Come get your bottom shelf bread. This your boy. This who you worship. This who you love. This who you think is so many leagues and fathoms better than black men. This one right here. You want to talk about incels. This one was an incel. Ain't had nothing better to do than skim the internet. But this is who y'all are encouraging black women to run into the arms of. You fool. You prove how little you understand of the world and everything around you, you idiots. I don't like diversity because, number one, I don't care who you sleep with. You can sleep with a dog for all I care. But what I do care about is the stupid ideology that you peddle. Because you can come through and call me a mammy all day. But what I'm not doing is telling my sisters to run into the arms of a killer who view them as less than dogs on a regular basis, who view them like that as a matter of culture and course. So what we gonna get into, if you have been a subscriber of mine for at least 8 to 10 months, or maybe more, you should be familiar with the concept that we've covered. I'm going to start reading. Now, I'm not going to really share the screen because I got so much going on my screen. But I am going to read his manifesto, which is very long. So we are not going to get into it. I will share my screen at places where I think it is, places where I think it's necessary to do so. But his manifesto is, says, you wait for a signal while your people wait for you. This is the cover page of it. What you need to know. This is him writing. And please don't think that this isn't his words or his thoughts. Please don't. See, as black people, we got to get out of the mindset that it's always so much bigger than an individual. No, it's not. No, it's not. The system is the system for a reason. It's a system. And you put systems in place because it is the will of a group of people, not just the individuals. Groups of people, when they are empowered to do so, put together systems to live by. It's a system. And the sooner we understand what kind of system this really is, instead of bits and pieces over here and bits and pieces over there, we have to be able to look at the entire picture. And black people to date have not been able to sit down and look at the entire picture for what it is. Because we think it's a little bit of this and we think it's a little bit of that. And this is why some of my subscribers, I love all of y'all, and y'all may disagree. Some of you may disagree with how I assess reparations, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not here to divide us among no lines. But what I am saying is these people want to survive. Giving you a leg up in any way, shape, or form defies that prime directive. They are not going against their prime directive, which is not to be bred out. And the only way that they can preserve themselves from not genetically being bred out is if they are in control of a system where they can enact policies to preserve their survival. Here's what he says. What you need to know. If there's one thing I want you to get from these writings, it is that white birth rates must change. For those of you who understand, what is he talking about? It's one word. If you've been a subscriber of mine for 6 to 8 months, or maybe even 10, it's one word. He's talking about just this first sentence. What is he talking about? Please be able to answer that question. I'll wait a little bit. What is he talking about? Thank you, child of light. He's talking about bioculturon, and more specifically, he's talking about the biology. He's talking about their biology. That's what he's talking about. May I remind you that as I read this manifesto, or at least parts of it, this young man is 18. He's 18 years old. He's an 18-year-old white boy. A boy in most cases, in most places, he's not even legally allowed to drink. He probably got his driving permit about 2 years ago, because they start giving it to you when you're about 16. He already understood law. He already understood how to obtain weaponry. We got folks, black folks in their 60s that don't understand biology, culture, environment. Can't get it. Can't wrap their arms around it. Can't wrap their heads around it. Bo of the fifth column told you that they teach it to their children. He wasn't playing, because you teach survival to your children, do you not? Or it's only Negroes that don't do that. Thank you, new drug. See, we don't teach proper survival. Thank you, new drug. So you cooking, since the media doesn't seem mad that he deleted a police officer. The investors don't realize he's a Brad from a 2-parent household. Yes, this. Come get y'all boy. Divestors, come get your boy. I know you think he cute. He ain't. But I know you think he cute. Come get your little sweaty white boy. If there's one thing I want you to get from these writings, it's that white birth rates must change. Every day, the white population becomes fewer in number. To maintain a population, the people must achieve a birth rate that reaches replacement fertility levels. In the Western world, that is about 2 births per woman. The only white country that reaches these levels is Argentina at 2.2, but not in Europe, not in the rest of the Americas, not in Australia, not in New Zealand. White people are failing to reproduce, failing to create families, failing to have children. But despite this sub-replacement fertility rate, the population in the West is increasing rapidly. Thank you, JJ. Says fear of white genetic annihilation. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. He was mad at brothers for messing with Stephanie, Susie, and Claire. He's an incel. Yeah, he's an incel. Listen to what this boy done said up here and said. He said that white people are failing to produce families. They're failing to reproduce. Why do you think they're overturning Roe versus Wade? Stop compartmentalizing this stuff and thinking that one thing is happening over here and one thing is happening over there, and those things are not related. Biology, culture, and environment are always related. They're always related. They are always playing up against one another. They are always with one another. They always go hand in hand. There is no such thing as policy being enacted that is not influencing culture, that is not influencing biology. We better learn this stuff, or else it is over. Over. Our 18-year-olds don't know this. He know it, and then he acted on it. And you got black women somewhere arguing about the right to abortion. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Thank you, Jay Paris at Crimson Care. I could be wrong, but these white boys are going to recreate through divestment women. They're going to delete divestment women. They do not like at all black women. Thank you, Jeremy Sears. They don't think, listen, let me tell you something, divestment crew. Whoever you may be, you know who you are. Listen, let me tell you something, divestment crew. Them white boys hate you. He'll sleep with you. He might even procreate with you. He can't stand you because his survival depends on that. Why do you think he deletes y'all when he get a chance? Pump you full of fentanyl and go on about his merry life. And don't nobody arrest him. What did they say on more than one occasion? Oh, he seemed like a nice guy. Why would we investigate him over this negress's death? Thank you again, Jay Paris said delete. Really? Okay, I'm really paying attention now. They delete them. Lauren Smith Fields, anybody? And y'all are nameless in the news. You're faceless in it. Thank you, Keith Weston said, tell the truth, my amazing sister. Call out all these hyenas. Oh, yeah. Come get your boy. Come get your little sweaty, bang-having boy. Come get your mans in them. Since you love him so much, since you think he love you, how is this possible? Mass immigration and the higher fertility rates of the immigrants themselves are causing this increase in population. So what he's saying is the overall population in the West is not dying out. They're dying out. This is a matter of grave import for them. They cannot be the minority in any country. Y'all know that? Do y'all realize that biologically they understand that they cannot be the minority in any particular country because they know that they are the minority worldwide? Why do you think they colonize? Why do you think they colonize? Because they need policy to influence the effect of biology, to keep themselves from being genetically bred out. Thank you, Divine. Rainbow marriage and interracial marriage is next too. They are always afraid of genetic annihilation, and they need policy to keep it together. Because if they let nature take its course without any policy, they will be bred out. That is what happened in Australia. I referred to the movie Rabbit Proof Fence. But even though that was a movie, it was based on the fact of the matter that they had come from Europe and bred out the Aborigines, but not because nature allowed it. They were able to breed them out almost completely due to enacting policy that allowed them to brutalize those people and then marginalize those people and then put those people in captivity to prevent them from moving about that land as they had already been doing for generation upon generation. They needed control environmentally to influence the biology. Thank you once again, Jay Para said this is the reason why they bringing in Ukraine. Maybe. It's always, everything they do is surrounded by, it's founded by, ran by, driven by the understanding that they must do certain things to survive. So when they sit up, like in this manifesto I'm going to read, and say they don't have nothing personal against black people, they don't. They just don't care nothing about you. You're in the way of the survival, so you can get deleted. They don't care about deleting you. Just because they don't have a personal gripe with each individual black person don't mean they care about you. Or they like you. Or they want you around. Mass immigration and the higher fertility rates of the immigrants themselves are causing this increase in population. We are experiencing an invasion on a level never seen before in history. Millions of people pouring across our borders legally, invited by the state and corporate entities to replace white people who have failed to reproduce, failed to create the cheap labor, failed to create new consumers and tax base that the corporations and states need to have to thrive. This crisis of mass immigration and sub-replacement fertility is an assault on the European people. They view it as an assault. They view it as an act of war. Y'all don't hear me. It is an act of war to them. But wouldn't it be if I was afraid of genetic annihilation? Wouldn't I think it was an act of war? Yes. Yes, I would. This crisis of mass immigration and sub-replacement fertility is an assault on the European people that, if not combated, will ultimately result in the complete racial and cultural replacement of the European people. He's talking about their fear of being annihilated. That is a real and present danger for them. He is not alone in his thoughts. He is not alone in the way he views that. That is a collective thought That is a collective feeling. That is a collective analysis. Why do you think the majority population of white people in America speak against immigration the way that they do? You think it's just political? No, it's biological. He threw culture in there like it was something different. What is their culture? Let's see if anybody get it right. What's their culture? They got a name for their culture. We know the name of it too, but we don't associate it with culture for whatever reason. What's the name of their culture? What do we call that culture? What do they call it? Thank you, Mark Zulunus. So only cannibalism will slake my anger. David, thank you so much. And thank you. It's called white supremacy. That is their culture. Think about it. Think about it. Do they have a culture? You know, when we think of culture, we think of a particular traditional dress, particular traditional foods, languages, art, architecture, history. All of those things comprise culture. Do they have one of those? See, they don't even like their own European subcultures. Because if you think of the smaller, break them up from being white and put them back into their, you know, one from Scotland, one from Britain, one from Ireland, one from Germany, one from, then you can get some subculture. Then you can go and get Irish, eat certain foods, may have a historical kind of dress. The Scottish may, so forth and on. The Dutch, whatever. But when they are white, and that's significant, when they are white, they have a white culture. And white culture is dependent completely upon their ability to be in political charge of where they are, because they cannot allow nature to take its course, or else they are biologically endangered. They couldn't come here to North America and just breed with the natives and just live with the natives, live peacefully with the natives. This answers that question. For anybody who's like, well, why come they just can't live peacefully? Because they can't. Because they not going to be here in 200 years if they do. Might not even take that long. They can't come nowhere. They couldn't come nowhere to the Americas where the natives was at. Talking about we just going to live with y'all and just be in with y'all. Because they're going to breed them out. Start mixing and they're going to breed them in. The natives are melanated. The ones they mistakenly call Indians, which they are not. Thank you, Ruminant. Said BGS explained that we, FBA, are a manufactured people. I assert that they are a self-manufactured artificial people who do not naturally exist. Yeah, we are not manufactured. Respect to BGS, but I don't know where he get that one from. We're the original. We're the original. Which is why they fear it. They do not like they women to breed with black men or any other melanated men, because your children are what your fathers are. And the children will always be black whenever the father's black. They know that. They know that. Jay All Day, thank you, said, Kendra, the swirlers are going to be quiet as church mice when it comes to daddy doing this. They'll say he must have had mental issues. We forgive him. Yeah, he don't have no mental issues. He dispels that myth. Let me go to a commercial break and I'll be right back.
Okay, we're downloading A Game's formula.
3, 2, 1.
We see you, Father's Time, trying to fool us in your Iron Man suit, but we're gonna let you do you. I don't know if he listening. He may hear the replay of that, but they need the environment. We getting right back on it. They need the environment. Oh, before I do all of that, I owe y'all a dance. I owe y'all a dance, don't I? I owe y'all bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta So I am really, really appreciative of the 351 people who hit the like button. And if y'all can just get the other like 400 people to hit the like button too, that'd be awesome. The reason why this man is talking about the policy of immigration is because of what I just said earlier. They need policies to support their biological majority status. If it goes naturally, they cannot do so. They quickly become minorities. And then after so many generations, they no longer really exist in any significant number. That's their problem. That's why they colonize melanated places. They cannot come just live with us. They couldn't do it in Africa. They couldn't do it in Australia. They couldn't even do it in Southeast Asia. They couldn't do it in India because Indians are melanated. It's some Indians blacker than you and me. And when I say Indians, I do not mean the mistake that so-called Christopher Columbus made when he came through to India, fool. I'm talking about the actual Indians from the continent of India. It's a lot of them way blacker, way more melanated than you and me will ever be. I'm talking about blue, black. They black. They like, when I say that, I mean the melanin. They're very dark. A lot of the only light ones are the Pakistanis. And those are the ones that I believe it was Britain that colonized them, started breeding with, to try to breed it out, to try to breed the melanin out of them. And it caused a divide. You know what kind of problem Indians and Pakistanis got? Colorism. The light ones don't like the dark ones, and the dark ones don't like the light ones. And they can't have big noses. They got to have more European looks and all that type of stuff. Meanwhile, melanated people are all over the globe. We're everywhere. There is no country that don't have us. If you go to China, you want to call yourself seeing Chinese, go into the rural areas and see, aren't they melanated? The Uyghurs come to mind. They melanated. In 2050, despite the ongoing effect of sub-replacement fertility, the population figures show that the population does not decrease in line with the sub-replacement fertility levels, but actually maintains. And even in many white nations, it rapidly increases. Through immigration, this is ethnic replacement, cultural replacement, racial replacement. This is white genocide. So when they talk about white genocide, they don't be playing. See, we as black people, see, we don't get it because we've never been in that kind of danger of being genetically wiped out just as a matter of course, just because there are other people around. We ain't never really been in that danger. See, if we stop it with the gender war, I can't stand black men, of foolishness, we actually wouldn't be in trouble. If we were to focus on family, focus on the 10 life values, focus on all of them things, we actually wouldn't be in trouble. We wouldn't be in trouble. But they set the fox among the hens with us. And black women, by and large, are the hens that keep opening the door for the fox, like idiots. Thinking that the fox is somehow not going to eat the hens. You let the fox in the hen house, he'll have chicken for dinner every time. Now that was a line from The Quick and the Dead. If you set the fox in the hen house, he'll have chicken for dinner every time. To return to replacement fertility levels is priority number one. But it is no simple task. There are a myriad of reasons behind the decline in fertility rates and the destruction of the traditional family unit. We must inevitably correct the disaster of hedonistic, nihilistic individualism. He's saying we can't do that rugged individual stuff. We can't do it. It's a destruction by. It's a destruction. Rugged, nihilistic individualism is a destruction of a people. What do they get black people talking about? Individualism. What do they get black women talking about? Independence. They don't need no man. That individual stuff destroys you. Human beings are not designed to be individual, designed to be social. Thank you, Lemon Kelly. So ISIS papers by mother teacher Mrs. Wells. Oh yes. Oh, we gonna get, because the first few pages of the ISIS papers breaks down their fear of genetic annihilation. That was the basis of the crest theory. Most of us wasn't listening in. Cause see, a line of boss chicks ain't gonna stop the next Payton Gendron from coming through, or Dylan Roof, or Kyle Rittenhouse. You being a boss chick ain't about to deter them from nothing. You being a strong, independent, single mother ain't about to deter them from nothing. You not needing your man and shouting that from the highest rooftop ain't about to deter them from nothing. If anything, you're sounding the alarm to say, you ringing the dinner bell. Remember they used to have that little triangle and that little stick, ding, 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 ding. Come and get it. That's what y'all doing. Come get me. I'm a soft target. Thank you, Miss C. Latimer and Uncovered Chickens. Stop clucking and go get your rooster back. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Black Lives Matter? She's sitting somewhere in her $6 million mansion. I'm going to show you how to do it. That's what she doing. Just a little 10-piece on them. You can blow it in the mall. That don't mean that we involved. That's what she doing. Still going bad on them anyway. She partying it up. She eating little, pork sausages off a charcuterie board. She ain't bit more worried about the folks in Buffalo, New York as the man on the moon. Thank you, Child of Light. Says Sister and Dr. Francis Cress Wilson also made the connection between the cigarette and cigar. The cigar being black men, cigarette being the white men. All in all, she was speaking about their envy. Yeah. Almost the whole medical industry built off that. This is what he says. We must inevitably correct the disaster of hedonistic, nihilistic individualism, but it will take some time we do not have due to the crisis of mass immigration. It'll take some time. He's talking about changing an entire civilization. It'll take some time. What is he referring to? How do you change whole civilizations around? What did we call that word? What did we call that? What is that? We got a word for it here on the Crimson Cure channel. What is that? What is he referring to? Thank you, Kendra. I had to get my donation for this roasting session right here. Keep your foot on the neck. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ruminant. Bioculturons. He's saying we need a bioculturon event. That would likely be the most non-violent way to actually do what we need done. But we don't have time because of mass immigration. So a bioculturon only takes about a generation to complete. And he's worried that they don't even have a generation. That's about 20, 25 years or so. And he's worried that in 20 or 25 years, that's going to be too late. So a bioculturon event is necessary, but it takes time. And time is on my side. Yes, it is, but it ain't on his side. Time is on everybody else's side this time, but not theirs. They do got a problem. In 20 years, it is going to be too late. He's right to be afraid. If indeed that is a fear they have, and it is. Thank you, Philip J. Say they calling him a lone wolf is laughable. There's members of Congress mirroring his ideology before his act. Exactly. See, they want to get you with it's a lone wolf. He the only one think like that. No, he ain't. Where did he get the ideology from? He's 18. Who taught him that? Y'all seen the little video of the little white boy showed up at his black neighbor's house with a whip at the door. He wasn't no more than about 10 years old. Where he get that? Stop telling me ain't no such thing as racism no more. Stop telling me they breeding it out of the young. No, they don't breed out of that because it's survival. They never gonna breed out of it. Due to mass immigration, we lack the time scale required to enact a civilizational paradigm shift. I just told you it was biocultural. I don't play on the Crimson Cure channel. I don't play. What he just say? Due to mass immigration, we lack the time scale required to enact the civilizational paradigm shift we need to undertake to return to health and prosperity. He not talking about everybody. He talking about them, their health, their prosperity. Not talking about everybody in America. Talking about white people. We don't play on the Crimson Cure channel. We don't play no games. Myself and the support team that I get all of this help from, all of these charts from, we not playing no games. We trying to educate our people because we behind the 8 ball to get us up to speed so we can understand stuff like this. See, most black people will not even read that. I wouldn't want to read his little manifesto. He just a racist. And that's your first mistake. That's your first mistake. Because, see, these people tell you who they are and what they about. They tell you it in plain English. They tell you it in policy, written and unwritten. They tell it to you in movies. They tell it to you in song. They tell it to you with gunmen. They tell it to you with the passing of different bills into law. It's us that are blind because we don't want to see that we are at war. We want to think that this system, when I say this system, I mean the lost cause, aka American nightmare, is for us, and it has not been, and it never will be. Thank you, New Jersey. Keep cooking, sis. These divestors need to come get their boy. They brought him to court with a hospital gown. 180 pages is not a rant. Oh, no, that's not no. That's not no rant. That is a fully thought out. He got charts. Do y'all understand? He got charts. Mass immigration will disenfranchise us, subvert our nation, destroy our communities, destroy our ethnic ties, destroy our cultures, destroy our people, long before low fertility level ever could. See, the reason he feels the time constraint is because of the immigrants. If there was no high level of immigration or high to them, then they would feel okay to go ahead and do a biocultural event to be plenty enough time. But they don't feel comfortable with the time frame. Thus, before we deal with fertility rates, we must deal with both the invaders within our land and the invaders that seek to enter. We must crush immigration and deport those invaders already living on our soil. It is not just a matter of prosperity, but the very survival of our people. So what he's saying is, it's not just about money and economy and all of that. We gotta live. They'll do it by any means necessary. And if you don't know that by now, I don't know when you're gonna know it. They saying our land. Like black people wasn't born on this land. Like our ancestors didn't die on it. Like natives wasn't born here and was here before them. And like they ancestors didn't die on it. You just got here, boy. They like to act like it wasn't nobody here but them. It was millions upon millions of people living here with full-blown cultures, languages, agriculture, communities, families. You came and didn't know what to eat. You came and couldn't handle the climate and the atmosphere. About me. My name is Payton Gendron. I was born June 20th of 2003, which makes me 18 as of writing this. I am the sole perpetrator of the recent attempted mass shooting. I live in Southern Tier, New York all my life with both my parents and 2 brothers. I'm a good old white boy. That's what he's trying to tell you. I'm a good old white boy. I believe I am ethnically white since my parents' nationalities are from Northwestern Europe and Italy. I graduated high school with a Regents diploma with advanced designation and am currently enrolled in SUNY Broome with a major in engineering science. He ain't crazy. I would love to continue this, but there are bigger problems I'm more concerned with. I am not a war fighter, nor have I enrolled in any military or tactical training, so excuse any mistakes I make during the attack. I was never diagnosed with a mental disability or disorder, and I believe I am perfectly sane. Recently, I took an MBTI test. Mind, 100% introverted. This dude is an incel. His personality test type was architect INTJT. An incel. Intuitive. Thinking. Judging. Come get y'all boy. Cause y'all think he cute. He's sitting here in these pictures looking about like he like 45 years old. Boy, if you don't knock it off talking about he 18. And I believe it too. He's sitting up here pasty and sweaty with ill-cut bangs. I should share this picture. Matter of fact, let me share my screen real quick. Y'all see this boy? Look at the boy right here. Look at him. Just look at him. He's sitting here with a bad supercut haircut. Looking like a German shepherd beat it into place. This him. With a gun. Thank you, Bukulu. So we're not blind, we're delusional and in denial of these wicked people and their wicked system. Sitting there about looking like a boy, come get y'all boy. Divestors, come get this little sweaty white boy. You know he damp. Come get him. Cuddle up with him. See do we like you? Sitting there about ugly as homemade sin. Questions and answers. This is interesting. I'm gonna probably roast this boy all week. I'm gonna roast the divestors right along with him. Questions and answers. These are questions and answers that he posted for himself. Questions he figured people would ask. Why did you decide to carry out the attack? To show the replacers, this is his first answer. He got a few answers. The first one is to show the replacers that as long as the white man lives, our land will never be theirs, and they will never be safe from us. Secondly, to directly reduce immigration rates to European lands by intimidating and physically removing the replacers themselves. To intimidate the replacers already living on our lands to immigrate back to their home country. To agitate the political enemies of my people into action to cause them to overextend their own hand and experience the eventual and inevitable backlash as a result. Thank you, Torian. So did you peep what was written on his gun? He spelled out the N-word. Here's your reparations in the number 14, which means we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Of course. See, this is what it's always about for them. They don't be crazy. I want people to understand that. Just because he is a murderer doesn't make him crazy. He's not crazy. He's not out of his mind. He's a murderer. And in his mind, he's justified because he's trying to survive. Because he's laying out the blueprint on how they do it when they can't do a bioculturon event. Thank you, Keith Weston. So I'm laughing too hard. These hyenas sure love the mayonnaise man. Keep the boots on their necks and backs. Oh yeah, come get your boy. Come get your soybean-based mayonnaise boy. He full of omega-6 fatty acids and free radicals. Come get your boy. Come get your GMO. Come get your boy. Go get him. Somebody come get him. Come get him. To incite violence. This is still the answer to why did you carry out the attack. To incite violence, retaliation, and further divide between the European people and the replacers currently occupying European soil. To show the effect of direct action, lighting a path forward. Didn't I just say he was laying out a blueprint for those that wish to follow, a path for those that wish to free their ancestors' land from the replacers' grasp, and to be a beacon for those that wish to create a lasting culture to tell them they are not alone, to create an atmosphere of fear and change in which drastic, powerful, and revolutionary actions can occur, to add momentum to the pendulum swings of history, further destabilizing and polarizing Western society in order to eventually destroy the current nihilistic, hedonistic, individualistic insanity that has taken control of Western thought. Thank you again, Jeremy Sears, for the super chat. And most of all, it was to spread awareness to my fellow whites about the real problems the West is facing and to encourage further attacks that will eventually start the war that will save the Western world, save the white race, and allow for humanity to progress into more advanced civilizations. Oh, this gonna be part 2, probably 3 and 4. We not done. I am not done. Stop thinking that it's a game. Thank you, Devon. So they talked about KS so bad, but them same B women ain't got nothing to say about you. But come get y'all boy, because you wished karma on Kevin Samuels, somebody that was just trying to get you right. But you ain't got, not a damn one of you got nothing bad to say about this sweat ball. Now one of you got nothing to say about bottom shelf Bobby. Which black woman is on social media coming out of the woodwork to talk about this the white boy version of bang? Them bangs is bad. Looking like a gremlin just gnawed them off. Thank you again, New Drug said his 180-page manifesto was a call to arms. Exactly. Folks, we are at war. Tell the divestors to get their boy. Dylan, Ruth, Kyle, Rittenhouse, and more. Yeah, come get your boys. This your mans in them. This who you love so much. This is who you swear, you know what I'm saying, appreciate and celebrate you. If you knew how bad he talked about black women in this manifesto. But you don't care. It turned you on to do little slave play with your little sick butt and I'm the mammy. The nerve. But we going to continue this with his next questions. What do you want? Because this question and answer session that he thought up and wrote up, it's a doozy. Lots of stuff in here. Lots of stuff in here. Lots of stuff to say. But we're going to be back tomorrow to conclude, not even to conclude, to continue, because we must talk about this. We have to. Our survival and the understanding of what we have to do depends on it. It is not enough for us to be mad at this situation. Mad, if we want, what we have to understand is being angry is just the preparation. That's just the emotional phase. We've done that before. We have not solved the problem because we can't move past that point. It's not enough to be angry about it. They don't care nothing about you being mad. It's what you gonna do. And you don't know what to do if we don't understand the problem itself. Why they do what they do. Why the system is what it is. Why it keeps operating this way. We have to understand that with intimacy, because they understand it with intimacy. They grow up with it. And running around here, y'all hyenas running around here talking about, I don't want my man to have no gun in the house. I'm scared of guns. Ain't nobody asked you to be not afraid of no gun, because ain't nobody asked you to pick up no gun. Because if something happened and a gun need to be picked up, you ain't going to be the one to pick it up no how. Which surprises me for as masculine as y'all is. Because I may not be a gun freak, but I ain't scared of them. And I'm certainly not going to be telling my husband, I ain't no guns in the house. You better knock it off. But keep on, you know what I'm saying? I don't need no man. I don't need y'all. Okay. See if all the boss chicks and the dykes and the butches protect y'all. Protect yourself. See if they discouraged by your intersectionality and your diversity. See if you can fend them off with all that glue from your lace fronts. Maybe you can stick all the bullets together. I don't know. Come up with a plan. But what I do know is black men can come up with a plan. But before black men can come up with a plan, they going to have to be on their A game. The transition was fire, the A game. So in order to be on your A game, all you have to do, see, I made it simple. You can close your eyes and do it, right? The only thing you got to do is hit the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com, to get this herbal solution delivered to you ASAP. This is for men. There is not one inactive ingredient in A-Game. There are 21 wonderful herbs. There are no artificial ingredients. There are no inactive ingredients. There are no fillers or anything like that. You take it once every 72 hours and you drink nothing less than 32 ounces of water per day to be on your A game. Being on your A game means you have an increase in vitality, strength, energy, and libido. So again, hit the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com. And you please don't forget to use the code Kendra10 to get your 10% discount at checkout, okay? And before we sign out, I put the link to the petition in the description box, okay? The petition against Black Lives Matter organization for the misappropriation of funds that was supposed to go to the Black community. So if you want to sign and you want to share the petition, I urge you to do so. We're only about 6 people away from 1,000. So please get us to 1,000 by the end of the day, by the end of the hour. Please get us to 1,000 signatures where this petition can really get some legs. And once again, I put that link in the description box so it can be easy to find. I want to thank everyone for coming through today. I want to thank everyone for their contribution through Super Chat, through Cash App, through PayPal. I want to thank everyone for coming with me. Be here tomorrow. We are going to continue this much needed lecture. We will continue to read this manifesto. Okay, I am not done. All right. So special thanks to everyone and a special thanks to my support team, without which none of this gets done. So special thanks to you guys. I'm going to wrap this up and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next